Well, good morning and welcome back to the LA Workshop. My name is Marc LeBlanc. I'm working right now on what will become the top of my workbench. It is made out of Douglas fir. It's a bunch of glue ups that I've been doing. I've got 3 sections done. This is the 3rd section right here. And part of the process is I need to plane down the bottom part of the glue up so that I've got a good reference point to do my final glue up when I glue all the sections together. In order to do this, I'm making extensive use of my hand planes, and what I wanted to show you is how I hone in the blades on my planes. So I'm using the Reface honing guides. This is what the guide looks like. There's 2 attachments. There's one for straight blades and one for that's got a camber. I'm using the one with the camber. There's a registration jig so that you get the right angle at the same time. And there is a setting right on the side here, on the right side of the jig. I'm using the arrow pointing down, and that means that I'm only tackling or honing the secondary bevel. The primary bevel is already there, and I'm not touching that when I'm just doing this honing. I'm using 3 different stones. So the first thing I've got is I've got a diamond 100 grit stone that I use to reface my stones. I've got this other one here, which is a 2-sided stone. It's 1,000 on the brown side, 4,000 on the white. And then finally I've got this 8,000 stone that I use for the final honing. So let me just show you how I do it. It's pretty easy. It takes a few minutes and makes a world of difference in terms of the quality and the ease of the work that you need to do. Alright, so first step is to reface the stones themselves. I just use a regular pencil, put a mark all over, use my diamond stone. And when all of the pencil marks are gone, that means I'm refaced. So let's just wash this quickly. Let's do it on the second side. Alright, this stone is ready. Let me put it back in the bucket. Wash this guy. Alright, my stones are ready for use. Alright, I've mounted the blade inside of the jig, face pointing down, and using the registration jig, which is at the 2 1/4 inch mark, I've just flushed out the side and flushed out the face. I just need to remove the registration jig at this point, and I'm ready to start. I'm going to start with the 1,000 grit side, so that's the brown part of this particular stone. And I'm going to do 20 strokes, applying pressure right in the middle of the blade. And I'm only going to go backwards. 3. Now I'm going to put pressure on the left corner, and I'm going to do 10 strokes. Now I'm going to put pressure on the right side and do again another 10 strokes. So this approach is going to put a nice sharp edge, but it's also going to put a bit of a camber. A bit of a camber is a bit of a wave, not a wave, but a rounded edge to this this steel, but it's not much. Certainly not perceptible by looking at it. I'm going to do the same thing, same operation again on the 4000 side. Okay, left side. The stone is already starting to look a little dry. Let me add a little bit of water. Okay, let's wipe this dry a little bit. Okay, done with this stone. Last, exact same operation, but with the 8000 stone. Okay. I can now take the blade out of the jig. I'll go back to my 1000 stone. The last thing I'll do is just put a little ruler right here on the side. Very gently put my blade down and go back and forth like this to clean up the back side of the blade. Do this about 15-20 times. This blade is now sharp. I'm good to go. Told you, it's sharp. Now that the blades are sharp and they're put back into the plane, a couple of other things that I do to get really good results. First thing is, I've exposed the blade on the bottom, just looking down, but just a tiny bit. I'm trying to, just expose it as little as possible to get the results that I want. That's number one. Second thing is I've adjusted the throat so that it's really, really small as possible without touching the blade, and that's going to give me some nice crisp shavings. And the third thing, and I think that's probably the most underrated one, is I'm using tool wax. In this case I'm using Veritas tool wax, but you could use really any wax. I've put it all over the shoe of my plane, and this has done a world of wonders in terms of making the plane easier to use. So let's give it a shot, let's see what it gives. Alright, a little bit more plane. More. Yep. Put them up there. Anyways, you get the idea. This is going to give me great results. In about an hour's time, this whole base is going to be nice and flush, and I'll be ready for my glue ups. See you soon.